What's good, guys? Welcome back to another video. Yesterday, the bearish scenario ended up just playing out fully. Not a single sign, not even a single one of bullish short flow. And overall, you headed straight down to the target at 104,400 and even went a little bit lower. And the price is actually just straight up bearish because you have formed a change state of delivery here. So if that happens, basically what you want to look for, based on the 1 hourly time frame, we will have a couple of further gaps. And then you'll have another one right here. And these are going to be like the two key areas that you want to look for from the 1 hourly session. And also this changes the delivery line right here at, actually, let me read that out. Sorry, let me read out the further gaps for you guys, which is 106,200. That's the start of the first one. The CISD is at 106,750. And the second further gap is going to be at 106,800. Now, I have no idea which one's going to get hit. I would assume not the higher one because we have 2 hours left before news. So if you get a bearish rejection, it's probably going to happen at this further gap right here at 106,200 to 106,400. Basically, what you want to look for is for price to enter into this further gap and then start showing, again, changes the delivery to the downside. Basically, you just want to see bearish order flow be respected. And the best way to tell is that you do not get, like, price doesn't trade much higher than this 5-minute order block right here. Right, you can see that there's a block of orders right there. And if price comes into this area, it's going to be resistance for price to start heading lower. 100% we're going to count this as win. That puts us at 71 wins out of the last 85 videos that I've made since February. And yeah, going to continue the win streak. If you guys are new to the channel, just understand that we do tend to be right more often than we're wrong. And today is going to be no exception because this is the high probability day that I've been waiting for. If you guys recall from yesterday, I did mention that there was a bit of conflict between the higher timeframes and the lower timeframes, where the lower timeframes was pointing down, but then the higher timeframes could potentially still be pointing up. And ultimately, we play it by the 5-minute chart, right? Just looking at the order flow, looking at the changes state of delivery. And in general, I was a little bit more uncertain yesterday compared to some of my other videos. Now, in today's video, this is going to be straight up easy trading. Because yesterday I also said that, hey, if this candle closes bearish, then today is just going to be a super straightforward trade, just taking shorts. So that is going to be the situation for today. Yesterday, we closed bearish. And on the 1 hourly chart, we look for any interest that we may potentially retrace to. And the only one that we can see is really just this fair value gap. Outside of that, we have also swept some liquidity over here. But outside of that, nothing too interesting on the 1 hourly chart. Now on the 15-minute chart, you can see that the Asian range high has been swept during London, which is clear signs of manipulation. Those of you who do not know how session profiles tend to play out, Asia is the accumulation, London tends to be manipulation, and New York tends to be distribution. The beautiful thing also is that today we are having news. At 8:30 a.m., we're going to have USD news as well as 2 p.m. So expect today overall to be a pretty volatile day because we have news basically on 8:30 to 2 p.m. And so for today, it's going to be pretty straightforward. At the moment, we've already gotten the manipulation. And so far on the 5-minute chart, we are already getting that changes state of delivery. For example, over here, price has retraced back up into that changes state of delivery area. And if you are able to break this low again, by the time that you're watching this video, if you break this low as well at 104,750, then yeah, 100% you're just going to be trading this all the way down today to potentially the previous daily low as the target. So 103,300, as well as all the way back here at 102,600. Now do keep in mind that because news this week is mostly concentrated within Tuesday and Wednesday, which is today, and Thursday and Friday not having much news at all, just understand that the volatility for the rest of the week could just be dying down. And so if there is a day where you're looking for a high probability trade, it should be today because you have news later. Now, taking a look at the 5-minute chart, again, you're already retracing. So the setup is going to be pretty straightforward. And so, yeah, as long as you're a bearish order flow, you just keep trading it lower. And now it's time to talk about kind of like the contingency plan, because while everything seems to be pointing towards the downside, where you're getting a sweep of the range highs and price is starting to shift towards the downside, there is still potential that price could just break above this level right here to fill in this 1 hourly fair value gap, which also happens to, no, this doesn't really align, because what I was trying to say is that this is the head and shoulders formation that we were talking about yesterday, and this is the neckline. I highly doubt that you're going to go all the way up here to ping pong all the way down there. So yeah, let's just play it that way. Either way, this fair value gap right here could serve as a retracement area. Likewise for this fair value gap right here on the 1 hourly chart. If you do retrace back into either one of those levels, like let's say you do not continue to just make bearish order flow like yesterday, where this is fully just bearish order flow. If you do not repeat this today, then potentially look for kind of like a 3 drives pattern, right? So 1, 2, and then 3 highs into some kind of higher time frame resistance, and then boom, you start going down from there. That is also a very likely scenario. For those of you who are familiar with the market maker models, this is also known as a market maker sell model, where that's your first impulse, that's your second impulse, and then your third impulse, and then boom. Third impulse going into some kind of higher time frame key level, and then boom. Either way, the direction is going to be going short today. Like, again, could be wrong, but like the system has not failed us much so far in the 4 months that we've been recording videos and making calls publicly every day on YouTube. So far, it's at about an 83% win rate. So overall, we're just going to trust the system, even if you don't trust yourself. And this is also one of the favorite things that I do tend to say, which is if you're a beginner, one of the most impactful things that you could possibly do, like learn a profitable system and then to stick to it, because there are going to be times when you don't trust yourself. There are going to be times when you don't even know what you're really doing. But as long as the system lines up and all of the conditions and the criteria for the system are there, then you can choose to trust your system and you don't have to trust yourself. And ultimately that trust, that ability, or rather that confidence to be able to trust in the system is going to be the thing that leads you towards success. It's not about bouncing around like a bunch of different strategies, that, oh, this strategy must be better than the other one because this guru or whatever posts this much profits. The truth is, in trading, there are 1,000 different ways that you can do this. Some people use trend lines, some people use RSI, some people use volume profiling and really fancy indicators, and they all work, believe it or not. It's just, you just got to find the one that works for you. That's all trading really boils down to. Speaking of which, you watched until this point in the video so far. And if you would like to work with me one-on-one, yes, me and you, to install the system that I'm using on these YouTube videos to get an 80% win rate, like it's all publicly just there. Like you can watch back to all the videos and you'll see exactly how this works. If you're interested, click the first link in the description box below to book a call for Bootcamp. Now, full disclosure, we are already full for the next intake. So if you do book a call, expect it to be for the next intake. Because of the one-on-one nature of this, I cannot take on more than 3 to 4 people a month just to be able to maintain the quality. Then if you would like to secure your spot on a waitlist, feel free to click the link in the description box below. But otherwise, taking a look on the daily chart, I'm seeing one other thing, which is we used to have this potential bullish order block right here, although you're close below it, which means right now, price is also retracing above into this higher time frame order block, which will flip it from potential support into now potential resistance. And now you're probably just heading lower. So not looking great for Bitcoin, unfortunately. And these are going to be just the 2 targets for today. But otherwise, if you enjoy these types of videos, or rather these types of analyses done from the smart money perspective on crypto and Bitcoin, make sure you subscribe because I'm going to be coming to you guys with daily videos. And lastly, on Friday, I'll most likely be traveling. So do expect there to not be a video on Friday. But outside of that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.